The movie Oppenheimer showcases Mr. Cillian Murphy, who is also famously known as playing the main character in, I'm looking at the name here, Peaky Blinders. I remember Cillian from the Batman as Scarecrow. Okay, I've watched a few Peaky Blinders, shows. He's really good in that one. But this one, I'm telling you guys, this one stands out. This is his, masterpiece. Overall, I don't do a lot of movie reviews, but I've got to admit, this entire movie is a masterpiece. It is 3 hours long and it is fast moving. I kid you not, from start to finish, it is fast moving. You do not realize that it's 3 hours. I'm going to break it down like this. In the first hour, it's fast moving like within like minutes, okay, when it starts. You are on your seat, captivated. What I want you to do is when you're watching the first hour, really, really capture, the dialogue, capture the backstory, etc., because it's going to set up hours 2 and hours 3. Christopher Nolan does an amazing job, and all the casts of actors and actresses, to set up the background story for Oppenheimer here, and it's very important that you follow along. As a chemical engineering student, I graduated with a chemical engineering degree. It focuses on quantum stuff, quantum chemistry, quantum physics, etc. When I sat there and just watched on IMAX what this person, Robert Oppenheimer, was going through in his early years, granted, he's got a PhD and I was just getting a bachelor's degree here. I can relate because quantum physics, quantum chemistry is mind-blowing. It can cause you to go crazy. I've got backstories on this one, which I'm not going to digress into. So it was relatable. And I use the term relatable because if you watch it and you understand what's happening, it is relatable about the person himself or what he is going through. All right. The second hour of the movie is devoted to Los Alamos, New Mexico. And this is where during World War II, they were doing the Manhattan Project, they were doing the testing and everything else. Please watch that second hour. Enjoy the humor, enjoy the interaction, enjoy how Christopher Nolan, using various filters to get the look and the feel of this time and also black and white, is able to draw you into fast moving, New Mexico, Chicago, Berkeley, you name it, all these locations. Because when I look back at it 24 hours later and I, think about it, it's like, that is an amazing way of shooting movies or videos. I'm digressing here. A few years ago, I took Ali Abdal's YouTuber Academy. I self-taught, obviously through Ali's class and other people, using cameras, using filters, using Final Cut Pro, using Lux, you name it, to make my videos, as good as it can be. Just doing the video editing, oh my goodness, I now understand why certain clips are left on the floor. Thank goodness Christopher did not shrink this movie from 3 hours to 2 hours and 30 minutes, because the amount of entertainment, the amount of value of historical interpretation is truly amazing. And then the sound editing, oh my God, whoever the group that did the sound editing, you deserve to be nominated for an Oscar for sound. All right. The special effects, very limited in my point of view, but the way they intertwine it into the entire movie, it just hits home. It makes the entire experience with the sound. Yeah, you just got to watch it in IMAX and you just got to watch the performance. Okay. Now, the last hour of the movie, if you watch the first and second hour, it's heartwarming and it's gut-wrenching. It goes through the period after World War II, during the J. Edgar Hoover days, pursuing communists, feather and tar and stuff. This is where, again, I'm going to repeat myself. The actors and actresses who are in this movie, who did the performance, top notch already. Most of them were already Oscar-worthy performances before the third hour. That third hour, my gosh, Christopher Nolan and team did an amazing job, black and white, color, back and forth, etc. I'm going to switch over to the cast of characters here, and I'm going to talk about them. And if you follow along about this, I'm not going to give the whole, movie, but you follow along and you take what I'm saying, you're going to sit there and you're going to go like, damn, this is a masterpiece in 2023. Now, I got to get the mouse over here, tab here. So we're looking at the cast, all right? Thanks to Google for this. Um, the movie, studios, etc. Obviously, Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr. said something in an article about 2 or 3 weeks ago that he has never seen an actor, I can't say actresses, but an actor put full concentration, full effort, whatever the description is, I'm paraphrasing there, into a character. But when you watch the movie, Cillian Murphy, great in, I'm looking at the movie, Pesky Blinders, and a few other movies. If this dude does not get an Oscar nomination for Best Actor in this movie, somebody fell asleep at the wheel. He deserves it. His performance is amazing, especially from start to finish. All I can say is the richness of his performance, the richness of the character, the richness of the storyline is truly amazing. Florence Pugh, truly an amazing performance. I wish she had more scenes in there, but there's a lot of memorable scenes. I'll let you go see it, but there's a scene where Robert meets Jean Tylock the first time, and the dialogue in that house is truly amazing because I forgot the phrase, but it's something about wiggle room or something, all right? Her character is got darkness. It's complicated, but her performance for that role, top notch. Robert Downey Jr., everyone talks about Iron Man and etc. I watched a documentary of him and his father, and it's truly amazing. But I'll tell you, this performance, if you have your opinions of Robert Downey Jr., this performance, I hope will see him in a better, different light, a higher elevation. I truly believe from a performance level, he is deserving of an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Emily Blunt, I've seen her a lot of movies. She's one of my favorites. I love the movie when she was in Tom Cruise. Oh, it escapes me when it goes back in time, back and forth, etc. My wife and I were talking about her performance and her character in the movie. She is, in my opinion, the Iron Maiden of that couple. I was seriously the Iron Maiden of that couple. Robert, from a movie standpoint, he's blessed to have Kitty as his wife. I can tell you, when you watch the second hour and you really watch the third hour of the movie, Emily Blunt's performance is truly amazing. I would say Oscar, Best Actress, etc. Rami Malek, dude, is amazing. Few scenes here and there, but more importantly, watch the last hour, probably in the last 10, make it 20, 15 minutes. His performance, boom. That's all I can say. Really good. Fast forward, let's take a look at Matt Damon. Matt Damon, it is the comic relief of the movie. Great performance. The lines are amazing. There's one line that I remember is, I would not blah, blah, any of these guys. And then Cillian comes back with a different line. But you know the line when you see it and hear it. So when you're sitting there and you hear the line, you get it. The humor is there. I'm taking a look at Josh Hartnett. I haven't seen him since Pearl Harbor. Again, that's the last time I really thought about Josh, was Pearl Harbor. This role, if you read all the other people or other clips, they say this is his first full circle. I have to admit, I hope he gets more roles, more amazing roles, because as an actor, as a performance, he killed this performance as Ernest Lawrence. He did an amazing job, and I loved how Christopher Nolan weaved him throughout the entire story. I love the dialogue, the interaction that both Cillian and Josh did in the scenes of the relationship between those two. Oh yeah, and then Tom Conti. Oh my gosh, 2 scenes, guys, 2 scenes at the start and at the finish. You will. The scenes are very memorable, very short, but he killed it as Albert Einstein. Please remember, in hour 3, I think it's about a minute or a minute and a half where he talks to Killian. Just watch that scene, and it is heartwarming and it's gut wrenching. Okay. Now back to the scene here, Mr. David. I've been following him for a while. He's an amazing story. My opinion, his big break was really in Ant-Man and obviously Dune. When I saw him show up, I was like, wow, he's definitely made it, because this entire list, they're all A-listers in my opinion. Their performance is top notch. Okay, he killed it. He killed it. I wish there were more scenes of him in the movie, but Christopher did a good job for 3 hours. Now you're looking at Mathis, Mr. Mathis. Really 2 or 3 scenes in the entire movie, and I'll tell you, he killed it too. I wish he was in more, but his character, spot on, in line. Gary Oldman, limited amount of scene, but if you are a Harry Truman fan like me, there's a scene in there where he takes out the handkerchief. When I first saw it, I was thinking, man, that's really poor taste, sarcasm and whatnot. But I'm going to tell you, as I reflect 24 hours later, being the president that has to make the decision, observe the scene, observe the line, and you'll get it. You and I can agree to disagree, but the way that Christopher Nolan shot that scene, whew, very powerful. Casey Affleck, he's got a small part in the movie, but that small part is one hell of a firecracker. I'm telling you, when you see him show up, just watch the 3 to 4 minutes that his character is in, all right? And plus, he's also at the tail end too, but that first 3 to 4 minutes is going to set you up for what is going to happen through the movie. It's kind of like watching a Perry Mason movie, all right? Christopher is dropping little hints there, and when you get the nuggets, you're like, oh, this is pretty good. Granted, it's 3 hours, but the way it's shot and the way it's made, my goodness, Perry Mason, excitement, etc. All right. Now, this is a shocker to me. When I saw this character come in, I was like, okay. But throughout the movie, I realized this character has more than a small part in this timeline and the storyline. But I'm going to tell you, Benny killed it in his role. I hope to see this guy in more movies. His performance, I mean, it catches you. It catches you, really. His performance catches you. I can't say enough about that. Now, you've got Hans, you got the Kenneth. Kenneth plays a professor in there. There's a new line. I'm going to use it in more of my videos here where it talks about the rock and the snake. And then, guys, the sleeper. This is the bomb, okay? Jason Clarke in The Last Hour. Kid you not. This guy, just for the performance in The Last Hour, he deserves an Oscar nomination. The way he performed in The Last Hour and the way Christopher Nolan shot it in black and white and in color. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm not a theater or, studied movies, but based on my limited experience of creating videos on YouTube and everything for my own stuff and professional stuff, I'm like, what a performance, what a scene, all right? Now, over here, Mr. Aiden Enrichnik, in the last 30 minutes or an hour, when you watch the scene with Robert Downey Jr., you will watch the entire scene, you watch the entire interaction. His performance is extremely good for the character. I hope to see him in more stuff, more movies, more series, whatever. He deserves it. Okay, and I'm scrolling down to take a look at everybody here, etc. Scott Grimes as the counsel. Oh my gosh, the character. I mean, I look at him and I'm like, man, the makeup and everything. They did an amazing job, but the performance is truly, truly good. And I can scroll on and on and on, but From a movie standpoint, without doubt, this is a masterpiece. 3 hours goes very fast. The storyline, how they interweave it, the relationships, the backstory, the performance, the dialogue. The dialogue, you know, it's serious, but it's lighthearted. Okay. Uh, what I will say is this: if you have an opportunity to go see this movie, go see it in IMAX. Go enjoy it for what it is. It's 3 hours, fast paced, historical, covers pre World War II, World War II, and then after World War II. All right. Everybody that is in here, including cast and crew, including the sound people, because as I sat there, I love sound editing, and my son is going to school to be a sound engineer. I was thinking, oh, wow, cut here, weave in here, or whatnot. I am really, multiple thumbs up, really amazed on how this movie came together, okay? Because it is really a captivating, heart wrenching, powerful, moral movie. Um, I highly recommend it. I hope you go see it, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope that all the tidbits that I was able to drop here as you watch it, you're able to see those scenes and be able to truly enjoy the experience. If you like this video, click subscribe. I create reviews of cooking, products, movies, finances and everything. This is something that I love to do, and I just want to share it with you. Have a great day.